Walden with Walden Interiors. I want to talk today to you about paint color. Paint color, it can make a huge difference in your home, and perhaps you're trying to figure out what is the best paint color to create the kind of home that you want to have. I love deep colors, and in my home I've used a lot of deep, rich jewel tones. That's what I like for myself personally. But that doesn't mean it always works for everybody else. Your aesthetic may be very different. You may like a very neutral tone. You may want a transitional room, or very clean, white, modern room. Or perhaps you like eclectic, which requires some punches of color. I'm going to give you a couple of tips to help you decide on a color for your home. Now, I do color consultations, paint consultations all the time. I can help my clients pick the colors. I'm very visual, and I can see the color throughout the room and know exactly how it's going to look. But you may not have that ability. I mean, that's my superpower. That's why I'm an interior designer, and that's what I love to do. That may not be what you're good at, but I'm going to give you some ideas so you can think about paint color, or even perhaps decide on a color for a room in your house or for your house. Don't get two, don't get three, get a whole bunch, because that color is going to look very different in your home. When the light changes, color changes. It doesn't stay consistent throughout. It's going to look different on the walls, it's going to look different on the floor, it's going to look different on a trim, and it's also going to look different based on the finish that you use for your home. So go and get a bunch of colors in the color palette that you think would work for you. So if you're neutral, don't just pick 2 or 3 colors, pick about a dozen colors. Bring them back and get little samples. Get samples and start putting them up on the wall. And you'll know right away. You put the sample, oh my God, that's just not going to work. That's too dark, that's too light, that's too green. And put them up on the wall, and put them next to places like the window. Put them on door frames, because it really makes a difference where the paint is used, and see how you feel about it. Now, if you don't want to have color swatches all over you, that's all over your home, that makes sense. Get a board, get some cardboard or thicker paper, and paint the cardboard paper. Now you're gonna have, if the cardboard is a brown cardboard, you may have to do a couple of coats, because the color from behind will leak through. So to get a really true color, and paint that cardboard and pin it up, put it up, move it around different times a day, because even the light coming in from outside is going to make a big difference on how that color looks like. See if you like it in the morning, see if you like it in the afternoon, see if you like it at night with only artificial light. This is really important to feel that way. Now, I know what it takes to create a particular aesthetic, and I have favorite colors that I go to that can help create that aesthetic. But you may not have that. You probably don't. So if you don't want to use an interior designer to help you choose color, this is the best way for you to not make a mistake, because it's really about time and money. If you feel very confident in color, then go paint it all over and see how you feel about it. But chances are, if you're not familiar with color and you haven't spent any time thinking or working with it, it's going to turn out much different than what you originally expect. That's why you need to have a nice broad range of colors when you start. Get a few colors up on your wall, on boards, and put them around, watch them during the day. I mean, we're home now, so this is a great time for you to figure out what the color is that you want. Once you pick your color, usually you can't usually get little paint samples in different finishes. So the finish is going to make a difference. But I'm going to tell you what I use for just normal rooms. Because there's sometimes I'm looking for an effect, so that's going to really decide the finish I'm going to use. So that's to create effect. But in this case, what I normally do is I use a mat on my walls. Not in the kitchen, but on a regular, or the bathrooms, but in a regular room, I use a mat. I would only use a flat if I don't have kids or dogs or animals, because flat's going to catch everything. So I use a mat on my walls. I use a Semigloss or on my trim, or an Eggshell because it's smoother, and that's where a lot of fingerprints are going to come. And I use a flat on my ceiling, because unless your ceiling is absolutely perfect, any kind of sheen is going to show every imperfection. So I'm going to go through that again. Maybe a mat or a satin on your walls, an Eggshell in the bathroom walls, a flat on the ceiling, and an Eggshell or Semigloss on the trim. There are lots of, not lots, but there is a range of finishes. So pick the right finish, because that's going to really make a difference for the finished product in your home. I hope these paint tips were helpful. If you need any help, please reach out to me. I'd love to help you. I love color, and I love picking colors, so maybe I can help you with that. Or if you have a question about any color, really send it to me. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much.